comfortable seat on your mat. Grounding yourself through your hips, lifting up through your chest, and just relaxing down through your shoulders. That's it. Inhaling through your nose and just allowing those shoulders to come down. We're going to put our hands onto our shoulders. We can lift our elbows up a bit and just gently go from side to side, just in the shoulders. Now the hips are anchored and the neck stays in line with the spine. So keep looking forwards, but your view will change as your shoulders move from side to side. You can very slowly start to increase the speed. Nice bit of movement in that thoracic spine. That's the bit of the spine below the neck and above the lumbar spine. It's the bit that's attached to the ribs. Good. And then come back to center and just bring your hands onto your knees. We're going to do a seated cat stretch. So pull on your knees, round through your back, pull your belly towards your spine and tuck your chin towards your chest. Then inhaling, and as you inhale, you'll see your belly expand. Lift your head up and stick your chest out. And then open out through your throat. Exhaling again, rounding through your back. And as you pull on your knees, I want you to feel your shoulder blades coming apart, belly towards spine, and inhaling and coming up again, looking up towards the ceiling. That's it. Nice. And then just settle in, have a little wiggle in the middle there, just settle in again with your hips down. Can't quite get my cross-legged position comfy, there we go. And then have your hands in contact with the floor. We're just going to move side to side, feeling a stretch down the side of the body. We don't even need to lift the hands up to feel a stretch down the side of the body, but just move slowly. Inhaling to center, exhaling over to the side. Just the back getting a stretch here. Remember, we're lifting up, so come back to the center and just reset, lifting up through that spine, and then side bend. This time, we're going to lift our hand up. Now expanding through the ribs and exhaling over. Then inhale and come back to center. Again, resetting here. Lifting up through your chest, shoulders down, and then other hand comes up. Expanding through those ribs as you inhale and then exhale into that side bend. Now my knees starting to float up a little bit here, which means I'm probably forcing it too much. Try and stay anchored with your hips. One more time on each side. We can windmill those arms up and over. Soften through the hand that's on the floor and soften through the elbow. That's it. Inhaling to center and exhaling to the other side. Yeah, there goes the knee again. Yummy stretch. Lovely. Then inhale to center. Now we're going to do a seated twist. So again, really important that that spine is stacked. Lift your right hand up and place it on the outside of the left thigh. And then the left hand comes up and comes behind you. Can take a hold of the floor. You've got two levers now, so push into those hands as you inhale and lift your chest and come into a seated side bend. Let's take another breath here. So inhaling and lifting your chest and exhaling, maybe pulling a little further into that space. Now bring that left hand up from behind you and wrap it over the thigh. We can pull this hand out, tied ourselves in knots, and bring that hand behind you. Now we're going to twist to the other side, always keeping that chest high. Lovely. Inhale here and come into that twist. One more breath here. So inhaling and exhaling into that seated twist. Oof, nice. We're going to circle that arm back up from the back and then bring both hands down to the front, coming into a forward fold. So important that we lift up out of the hips and keep the chest high. So we're not going to compress through the spine here. We're just going to walk our hands down, keeping our chest high. So relax through the jaw. And if you want to, you can just go gently side to side here as well. Those hips are anchored. We're giving our body the time it needs to stretch in that lower back. You can use your breath, inhale, maybe lift your chest a little bit more, and exhale. You can just inchworm those fingers forwards until it comes to a comfortable spot. It's quite chilly this morning, still very early. Don't force it, just give yourself a stretch. You don't have to make a specific shape. Now we're going to go to one side. So walk those hands over so that they frame one knee. You'll probably feel more of a stretch on the opposite side. And then walk the hands to the other side. Inhaling and exhaling. And inhale back to center. Exhale here. Oh, suddenly there's a little bit more space there. Suddenly I can fold a lot further forwards, and then inhale and push those hands up. Nice. We're going to come to all fours now, so we can uncross our legs, get rid of the block, but still keep it to hand, and align our hands under our shoulders and our knees and your hips. Now we've already warmed up that lower back, so we're just going to wiggle our hips from side to side. Just keeping those knees underneath the hips. Really spread your fingers, keep your arms straight. And you can start to draw circles with your hips as well if that feels good. It's almost like a cat and a cow, but it's a circular motion instead. Whichever direction you were going in, swap directions. That's it. And we can add the breath as well. We can exhale as those hips come back and inhale as they come forwards. Nice. And then just come to center, slow that movement down and sink down into child's pose. I'm going to bring my block with me so that my forehead's got somewhere to go. So if the floor is too far away and you're struggling to get down to it, you can use your block to bring the floor up to you. Now this pose is such a beautiful pose for relaxation. We're just bringing our nervous system into balance. And one of the options you can do if you want to is you can bring your hands down by where your feet are, and that just gives your shoulders a little bit more of an opportunity to relax towards the floor. My head is supported by the block, so I'm not overly compressing through my hips, but I'm getting a nice stretch down the back of the body. Good. On the next inhale, let's bring our hands out and come back up to all fours. Child's pose is always there if you need it in any yoga class. And now we're going to do a cat stretch. So tuck your chin towards your chest and round through your back. Push your hips towards your nose. And then inhale and lift your nose up towards the sky. Belly down towards the floor. Exhaling again into cat. And you can move forwards and backwards here if you want to, if it feels good. And inhaling to cow. You can always add a little bit of a wiggle here if you want to. Inhaling and exhaling. Cat and cow. Such a simple exercise, but so good just for movement in the spine and the neck and in the hips. Really good thing to do first thing in the morning. Nice. Now we're going to walk our hands a little bit further forwards, our knees a little bit further back, and sink our hips as far as they'll go. They'll probably be up in the air, forehead down to the ground. This is puppy pose. Feel that stretch in your upper back and really spread your fingers. Pull your hands towards you. You're going to inhale and come up. Squeeze your glutes and come down into Sphinx pose, so all the way down to the floor. There you go. And then elbows where the hands were in our Sphinx pose. Now you can clasp your hands here, push into the tops of your feet, elbows under shoulders. That's it. There you go. Lovely. So this is a back bend. It's a supported back bend. So squeeze your glutes here and see if you can lift out of those shoulders. Lovely. Looking out to the horizon. Feel that lovely stretch in the lower back. Nice. And then put your hands where your elbows were. A little bit of strength needed here. We're going to push away from the floor. Hips come up first. Good. Tuck your toes and come up into down dog. Exhaling here. And then just bending one knee at a time, feeling the stretch down the back of the body. So into the shoulders, into the hamstrings and the calves, all the way down to the Achilles tendon. Then inhale and come forwards. Lower your knees. Exhale, sink back into child's pose. We're only going to be here a little while. 2 breaths here. Inhale, exhale, and on the next inhale, come forwards and lower down to the floor again with control. So lying on your belly, all the way down to the floor. Tuck those elbows tight. Good. And then you're going to bring your hands out behind you. So lift your chest, squeeze your glutes. So it's like that Sphinx pose, but this time we're having to actually hold ourselves in this position. Make sure you're squeezing the glutes. Good. And bring your hands down where your elbows would be. So hands under shoulders. Nice. And push up again. Push up. Hips come up. That's it. Sink back into child's pose. Well done. Inhaling here, so taking 2 breaths. That's rather energetic for so early in the morning, isn't it? And then inhale and come back up to that all fours position. So we did a lower back exercise there. We're going to do another exercise for the back, the bird dog. So send your left leg out behind you so that the foot is in line with the glute and the leg is nice and long. Make sure you've got a space there. Good. Keep the body straight. So try not to lean to one side. And then if you're feeling nice and stable there, you can add the opposite arm. So fingers and toes reaching away from each other. Good. Bring the hand down, bring the leg down. Right leg lifts. Now, if this is as far as you want to go today, that's fine, as long as you've got your balance. But if you're feeling strong, bring that left arm up and reach away. You're still looking down at the floor here. Good. Lovely. And then bring your hand down, your knee down, and sink back into child's pose. A little bit of glute activation there. Again, the back of the body getting a little bit of work, and the core. That's going to keep our backs healthy. And then inhale, come to all fours, tuck your chin into a cat stretch, and exhale. Inhale into a cow. And then tuck your toes under and exhale into down dog, making sure you stay on the mat. Oh, really pushing into those shoulders and paddling out through your legs here. So bend and straighten one leg at a time. Feel that beautiful stretch down the back of your legs and all the way up into your shoulders. Nice. And then you can bend your knees generously here and take baby steps so that your feet and your hands meet wherever you end up. And you're now in your forward fold. Generous bend in those knees. That's it. And look between your knees. Take a gentle sway from side to side. You can hold on to your elbows here as well if that feels good. Dive your head between your elbows and just sway gently from side to side. And then very slowly as you inhale, you can let go of your elbows. You can come up to mountain pose. Rolling those shoulders up, back and down at the top. And you turn to face me here, nice. Oh, roll those shoulders up, back and down. So open your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Bring your hands onto your hips and you're just going to move those hips from side to side. Nice bit of movement in that lower back. Good. And then inhale and bring your arms out. And exhale, bring them back down to your hips. And you're going to heel toe a little wider and heel toe a little wider. Good. And now we're going to do a crouching side lunge. So with a lunge, the knee ends up over the ankle and the hips go back and down. Now this you'll enjoy because there's a stretch on the inside of the thigh. Good. Inhale back to center, lift yourself up. As you go down, you come forwards, knee goes over ankle, good. And inhale back to center and exhale over to the side. This time maybe you go a little deeper. That's it. And then inhale to center and exhale over to the side. Oh yes, that's nice. Good. Now we're going to come into a 90-90 lunge. So the right toes come in, left toes go along the length of the mat, and then we simply lower the right knee down. Make sure the left knee is over the left ankle. Inhale, bring your hands up. Look between them and exhale, send your hips a little further forwards, just coming into a stretch there. Lift your hands up. That's it. And now we're going to exhale into a hamstring stretch. So push the hips back, the hands come down, lower back getting a stretch. We've prepared our lower back for this. Hamstrings getting a stretch. We've prepared those as well. But this time, everything at the same time. Then inhale and come up. Hands up. Exhale, send your hips forwards. Nice. Inhale and come back to that center. So we're not putting any tension on the hips. Bring your hands onto your hips. You're going to tuck that back toe. Maybe bring that knee back a little bit and come back up into our crouching side lunge. Well done. So we're in that crouching side lunge on the side here. Feel that stretch on the inside of the thigh. Good. And then inhale, come to center. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So left toes come in, right toes along the length of the mat, hips and shoulders in the direction of those toes. And very slowly, we come down into a lunge. That knee comes down. Amazing. Well done. Control it all the way down. And untuck that back toe. Good. Inhale and lift your hands up. And exhale, come a little deeper into the hips, feeling that stretch down the front of the hips, the hip flexor. Inhale again, and as you exhale, push into that foot. The toes might come up if you haven't got the ankle flexibility like me, and the hands come down. Good. So stretch through the lower back and through the hamstring. Inhale, you're going to plant your foot. Knee is going to go over the ankle, and hands are going to come up, all on the inhale. And exhale, come a little deeper into those hip flexors. Well done. If you're feeling unstable, you can always tuck that back toe and grip with the back toe. That might give you a bit more stability. Good. And then bring your hands down to your knee. Now we're definitely going to tuck that back toe, and we're going to push away from the floor and come back into that crouching side lunge. Amazing. Well done. And then come back to center. Head back to those hips. So lift up through your, send your hips back. Just a gentle sway from side to side. And then come down. If you want to bring your feet a little closer, you can. Come down into that sumo squat. It's a bit of strength in those hips. And we're going to move from side to side. So you're moving in the shoulders, which means again, you're stretching the back of the body here. I'm going to be mean to you now. Bring your hands together. Lift them up. And push away from the floor. Good. And then open those arms out and sink down into goddess pose. Lovely, strong goddess. Lovely. Inhale and come up. Bring your hands up. Reach up high. And get you to bring your feet together in the center. Now a little bit of balance here, but we're going to stay on both feet. So clasp your hands and turn them so that the palms face up. Inhale, and as you exhale, come up onto the balls of your feet. Now here, you can squeeze your ankles and your knees together. So see how there's space between them, and I'm all wobbly. But if I close that gap, it gives me more stability. Good. We're decompressing our spine here, reaching up to the ceiling. Lovely. And then bring the heels down and bring those hands down. Step a little bit wider than your hips. Actually, step quite a lot wider. We're going to a lovely wide stance. We're just going to do a warrior two. So left toes along the length of the mat. Knee over ankle. Different from a crouching side lunge, this one, because the toes are facing out. Right toes facing in. Hips and shoulders to me. Inhale those arms up. And exhale, relax them down. Let's extend this warrior. So reach towards the right. See that long straight line from my head down to my heel? That's it. And then forearm can come to thigh and hand comes up and over. Neck stays in line with spine here. Good. And we're reaching with that hand, palm down. That's it. So keep your neck in line with your spine. Try not to let your head hang. That's it. And we're not leaning here, we're actually pushing away. It's active. Good. Now stay low in those legs. Move from the waist, bring those arms up and over to the other side. Good. Building strength in our legs here. Ah, nice stretch down the side. And then come back to center. Bring your hands onto your hips. Push away from the floor. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So just simply pivot on the heel and have your right toes along the length of your mat. Hips and shoulders to me. Inhale, and as you exhale, right knee over right ankle. And then inhale, hands up. Exhale, relax your shoulders. Inhale, and as you exhale, reach from the waist. The legs are now set, they don't move. And then come into that beautiful extended warrior two. Relax through your shoulders, that's it. You can look wherever feels good. You can either look straight ahead, or you can look down at your toes, or if you'd like to, you can look up at your fingers. Remember, we're pushing away with the hand. We're not sinking down into that leg. Now the legs are set, they're going to stay where they are. Cartwheel those arms over or windmill them over slowly. Gorgeous. That knee stays over the ankle. And then inhale, come back to center, bring your hands to your hips, push away, and let's do one more goddess pose for luck. Use up all that energy. Inhale, reach up high. Exhale, sink down nice and strong. Beautiful. And then push away from the floor, bring your hands to your hips and let's heel toe them. The feet all the way in. Just a couple of side bends to finish us off. So inhale your hands up and clasp them above your head. Exhale over to the right. Big side bend. Careful to keep your neck in line with your spine. Inhale to center and exhale over to the left. Stretching all the way from the shoulder down to the hips. Inhale to center and exhale your hands down to your chest. Point your thumbs towards your chest and lift your chest up towards your thumbs. And we're done. So namaste. Thank you.